I gotta still hit tally roll. I think that's weird. Now it's still doing focus.
Okay, we will begin our meeting. Welcome to the August 18th, 2025 meeting of the Williamson County Board of Education. Board members, let's begin by recording our attendance.
There are 9 members present.
Thank you. We will now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May be seated. All right, we'll now move into our public comment period. We have 4 citizens who have signed up to speak. I'm going to go ahead and just say the 4 names so that you know the order in which you'll come up. Each of you will have up to 3 minutes for your comments. Please just come to the podium, state your name, and then you'll have the screen on the podium to keep you aware of the time as you go through your comments. The 4 in order are Emily Eisenbarger, Brad Davis, Corey Martin, and Beverly Purvis. So the first person can come on up, and then when she's finished, the next one can come on up after her.
All right, good evening. My name is Emily Eisenbarger. I'm the parent of 3 students in Williamson County Schools. I want to thank you for your time and your service and for the opportunity to come and speak tonight. I'm here to provide feedback on the new use of wireless communication devices policy. And I'm here to urge the board to take it a step further. I think that we can do more for our students, and I'm urging you to consider a bell-to-bell ban on communication devices K through 12th grade using pouches, lockers, or another storage method for our students. The research is clear. Phones undermine learning. I think we all know this. A study out of the University of Chicago showed that even the presence of a phone turned off and out of sight reduces cognitive capacity and performance. Students can't stay fully engaged when distractions are within arm's reach. Phone pouches or lockers remove that cognitive struggle because students know they can't access their phones. Beyond academics, phones also harm social development. Teens are still learning to communicate face-to-face, form friendships, and build empathy. But when phones are present, phubbing or ignoring people to check your phone becomes the norm. If we want students to connect, feel belonging, and build healthy relationships, phones need to be put away, not just during instruction, but also during lunch. Emergencies are often the biggest concern raised by opponents of phone bans, but according to national school safety experts, phones actually make emergencies less safe. They accelerate rumors, distract students from following directions, overwhelm communication systems, create traffic problems, and can hinder reunification in a crisis. In short, phones create more chaos in a crisis, not less. Our schools already have communication plans in place for emergencies. Let's not muddy that process. Regarding educational exceptions, this creates a headache for teachers needing to monitor what students are actually doing on a phone. Students have Chromebooks for technology needs. Allowing phones for lessons excludes students who don't have them and creates distractions for those who do. Of course, there should be exceptions for students with documented medical needs, IEPs, 504 plans, but for the vast majority, the harms of having cell phones in school outweigh the benefits. Columbia Academy locally has implemented a phone ban this year using locked pouches, and a mom shared her son's experience with me. Quote, he was not happy about it at first, but he now admits it's nice not to have the distraction and to be in a class where kids are actually paying attention. At lunch, he said, we actually all talk, and it's created some great conversations. I want you to let that sink in. We actually talk. Let's give our students 7 phone-free hours each day to talk, focus, be present, and thrive. They might roll their eyes today, but they'll thank you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Brad Davis, and last fall my daughter was a 4th grade student at Williamson County Elementary School, where one of her 4th grade students said they had a list of people they wanted to kill, and my daughter and 3 of her friends were on it. This student said they wanted to see the children's heads on spikes and looked at one child and said, "You should already be dead." This student, during the first week of school, the first 5 days of instruction, bullied, threatened, and attacked 4 different students, all girls, 2 of whom are now on this child's hit list. As soon as administration was made aware of the death threats, the child was immediately removed from the classroom and placed in in-school suspension, where at a time when they weren't being closely watched, happened to catch one of the girls they threatened to murder just days before, walking alone in the hallway. The child called the girl's name. Her name's not Ashley, but they go, "Ashley, Ashley, Ashley." And when she looked in this direction, a few days after this happened, I spoke with Michael Fletcher, the Director of Safety for Williamson County Schools. And he wisely said, "I can't speak about this particular situation for FERPA privacy laws." He goes, "But I can tell you this. In situations like this," meaning this is not an isolated incident in Williamson County, meaning there's precedence for these type situations to happen in Williamson County. In situations like this, the child doesn't go back to the classroom, but is allowed to remain in school. And I said, "Well, what about alternative school? That seems like the perfect place to put a child who is threatened to murder their classmates. As alternative learning seems great." He said that was an option for these students, for this student. Mr. Golden, when you and I spoke in April about this very issue, you seemed to reiterate and confirm everything that Mr. Fletcher said, and that there was nothing more that you could do, that your hands were tied by federal law, and that this student was allowed to bully, attack, threaten to murder, and now torment students. And your hands were tied by federal laws, you said. Now, obviously, I think we can do better, or I wouldn't be here. And so I have a plan that will hopefully give the school system back the power it needs to appropriately discipline students who threaten to murder our children. I would love to share that with you, but my 3 minutes are up, so I will be back next month to share that with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Board. Thanks, Mr. Chair. I'm Corey Martin. I'm speaking on behalf of One Wilco. Tonight's vote, you're going to vote to remove our one of our policies. It will remove the commitment to have a personnel goal that takes into account the diversity of our student population. I understand that a new Tennessee law requires this change and that you do not have a choice about the policy itself. But while the law may remove these words from your policy manual, it does not remove the importance of what they mean and represent. Educator diversity matters. It matters for our children, for their future, and for the strength of our schools. Earlier today, I emailed each of you the Tennessee Department of Education's 2018 report on teacher diversity, which makes this clear. The research shows that students of color benefit from same-race teachers through higher achievement, better attendance, and lower dropout risk. And our white students, the report emphasizes that contact with diverse teachers helps break down racial barriers, dispel stereotypes that contribute to implicit bias. That's not just theory. That's something that can help our kids right here in Williamson County succeed in a diverse world. This board's own commissioned report in 2021 showed that racial issues are real in Williamson County schools. Since then, you've taken steps to address bullying and created safer reporting systems, and we are grateful for that. But removing this policy should not be seen as removing this goal. Even if you cannot say it in policy, I urge you to continue leading in practice by intentionally building pipelines for talented educators from underrepresented backgrounds, by affirming diversity as a district value and ensuring that every student benefits from a workforce that reflects the world they're growing up in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. As the new school year begins, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight, and more importantly, for your commitment to public education and the students and the families that we all serve. There's a quote that feels especially true this time of year. Time flies over us but leaves its shadow behind. As educators and school leaders, we know how quickly a school year moves. One moment we're welcoming students on the first day, and the next we're watching them cross the stage at graduation. And that's why we do the work that we do, and each day matters so deeply. We only get 180 days with our students, and each one is a chance to spark a love of learning, build confidence, and shape the future. As president of the Williamson County Education Association, I speak on behalf of the district's educators, those who greet students each morning, provide stability, guidance, and academic support, and who work tirelessly to meet student needs both in and beyond the classroom. You as school board members carry a significant but equally essential responsibility. You navigate complex challenges, respond to ever-changing policies from the state, and strive to ensure that our schools have what they need to succeed. And while you may not write the laws that come from Nashville, your leadership defines how those laws are implemented. In that space between policy and practice, you have real power to shape the public education and what it looks like in our community. And that's why we're here tonight, to affirm our shared commitment to public schools and to offer our partnership. WCEA is ready to be a resource and a collaborator and a voice for the classroom as you make decisions that impact our students and staff. Together, we can make WCS the very best place to live, teach, and learn. Let's move forward this year with mutual respect, shared purpose, and a clear focus on doing what's best for our students. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that concludes our public comment. Before we move on to our next item, I want to acknowledge our security for the evening, Mr. Guy Whitley from the Sheriff's Office. Thank you, sir, for being here. All right, we'll move on to item 3, which is approval of the agenda. We'll do this by voice vote. Can I get a motion and a second? Got a motion and a second. All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. We will now move on to item 4, which is approval of the consent agenda. We will also do this by voice vote. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
All right, got a motion and a second. All right. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, the consent agenda is approved, and I will read off for the record what we have voted on. That consent agenda includes approval of the June 16th, 2025 school board meeting minutes, approval of the special called June 20th, 2025 school board meeting minutes, board policies for first and final reading as follows: 2.403 property sales, 3.202 emergency preparedness plan, 4.600 report cards and grading systems, 5.100 personnel goals, 5.119 employment of retirees, 5.305 family and medical leave, 5.500 discrimination and harassment of employees, 5.701 substitute teachers, 6.304 student discrimination, 6.600 student records, and then the final item, recommendation for field trip fee requests. Those have all been approved on the consent agenda. All right, we'll now move on to item 5, communications to the board and the superintendent's report. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, board members. I also want to thank our public commenters. I'm going to give a little bit of update on some, and not every single item that I mentioned at the work session, but on some of the items about some new things that have been brought to the school district this year. But I first want to thank Ms. Purvis for speaking for the teachers. I tell you what, we had a really good start to our school year. And of course, we didn't do a survey or anything, but I've heard so many stories about how well the school year start went. Our professional development and the prep work that we did, so many teachers put so many hours into being ready for the start of the school year. We know that when we initiate new items, we have those growing pains or those moments of implementation where we're working out some details. So I'll give you a few of those changes. From a safety perspective, we are constantly working on safety. The most noticeable and significant safety change that we have this year is a driver's license scan for those individuals who are not Tier 3 volunteers, who have not been fingerprinted, who are coming into the building past that front office. And it's a quick check. You may have at your own corporate offices that quick check. And the state offices, many state offices use that as well. It prints out a sticker so that anybody in the school building can see that person right there, very visible sticker, so that they know whoever has come into the school past that second tier of security at that front office has that visible. It's either that or a badge. One or the other will be what folks inside the building have. I do want to talk a little bit more about student safety and security as well. I want to thank Mr. Davis for his comments in his discussion with Mike Fletcher and me. I will tell you, we did not talk specifically about any particular child, and I know I didn't use "my hands are tied" as a phraseology, but the core of our discussion is the whole scope of making sure every student is safe. And that needs to be and is our constant effort. So when we go through processes of threats, we first make sure all students are safe in that short term. Then we make sure we communicate with our stakeholders, and then we talk about long-term planning. What can we do next to improve security based on what we've experienced in a particular situation, whether it's related to a particular student or in general. With respect to communication, I want to mention to you all something else that's new under the state law. The state law now has what I'm describing as a 48-hour rule, that if there is a finding of a threat or a significant disturbance in a school, that either we or the SRO needs to get additional help for, that we notify parents of that detail within 48 hours. So it's a new state law, and it again uses the phrase threat or significant disturbance. And so we're going to have those discussions about significant disturbance. Many of you know that we make it a point to let our families know, especially when law enforcement, even an ambulance shows up at a school, because families wonder, right, what's going on at the school. So that's a new piece that we're making sure we have some detail on. And you all as board members will be getting that as well. There's another piece of that. The state actually calls for a quarterly report to you all of the numbers, and we'll make sure we communicate that to you as well. I want to thank Ms. Eisenbarger for her comments related to cell phones and K-12. And you all, of course, remember the discussion we had related to implementing that new state law, and that extra step you went beyond that with respect to high school students in the hallways. You may recall, and I know you do recall, the discussion we had about the technology committee, the personal device committee that's doing its work right now, evaluating where we go from here. I did want to let you know, and you all experienced this at the work session, that committee has shifted its focus in the short term from a broad look at devices, including computers in the classroom, and even outside of school to start their work with cell phones and those personal devices. I expect that we'll have some recommendations from that committee this fall, and so we will be having some more discussions this fall related to those discussions about the volume of cell phone use. Another piece of that is having some discussions and making sure it balances with the state law. Some of those comments you've heard already this evening reference emergency. That's actually in the law, that students are not to be using their cell phones except in an emergency, but the emergency hasn't been defined. So we'll be still having some conversations about that, in not only in a general sense, but in detail as well. You heard some commentary from Dr. Lee Webb, our Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Schools, at the work session. And Dr. Webb, I may be speaking for you, so interrupt me if you feel like I need some more detail. She said that the hallways and the prohibition against student use at the high schools has gone surprisingly well. She said that the students have embraced that. Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, she also used the phrase honeymoon phase. So it is the first of school. So it is something that's going to take regular and constant attention. But that intro to our students, in part because our principals prepared that information for them on the front end and communicated with parents. From the way it's been described from our school administrators, that's gone really well. So again, we will be spending time continuing to work on that. I did want to mention also related to that, that just a reminder that we made a commitment that we are not requiring students at the elementary grades to take their devices home with them this year. In fact, at those youngest grades, students are not assigned a device. And so you heard some of that data we shared last year about the relatively short number of minutes, somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes that the youngest grades are spending. And we're going to continue that work and continue to focus on that core instruction of that direct instruction with our students. And so that's a significant change that we hope is a positive change for our families, that students aren't carrying those backpacks home with them. We have had a small number of parents say, hey, I would like my child to take it because they might have a particular math app that a parent wants their child to work on after school. We're going to make sure we honor that as well. If the principal and parent has that discussion and it's a good plan for their child, we're going to honor that. From a thematic standpoint, I think that's in keeping with what we've really been discussing these last few years about making sure that parents are the primary decision maker in taking care of their child, with the principals working on that as well. Related to that, I gave you all some data related to what we had called 2 or 3 years ago the 3rd and 4th grade retention law. The reality is, because of the adjustments the legislature made over these last few years, the retention part of it is not significant, because they have made sure that before a student is retained, that the principal and parent has a discussion. So you heard the data that we shared from 3rd graders. I think, if I'm not mistaken, last year we had 3 3rd graders out of a little over 3,000 who were retained based on those discussions. This past year we had 1 4th grader who was retained based again on the discussions. What we have found is that the summer school program and the tutoring program, when combined with that instruction throughout the school year, has been a very positive thing. I can't share with you details about the growth measures because that is embargoed, but what we have seen for that sub-cohort, those students who are taking and have taken the tutoring as a supplement to their school day, as a whole, have improved their achievement. So we're very thankful for that. Just as a reminder, the state is actually funding that separate and continues to do that. So when I have the opportunity to talk to our legislators, I'll share with them that from our perspective, we encourage them to continue to do that and give our students those opportunities. With that, Mr. Chair, I did want to mention finally Mr. Martin's comments related to the policies and his acknowledgement of the law. I want to reiterate what I told you all when we had a planning meeting related to our strategic plan. We make sure that we don't discriminate on the basis of any of those prohibited bases in our hiring practices. We will always hire the best person for the job. At the same time, we make sure that we continue to find opportunities to expand our recruiting and include as many candidates in our pool so that we have that large pool to choose from. And as you know, that varies from position to position because of hard to fill positions, et cetera. But I want you all to know and our community to know that from a recruiting standpoint, we're going to continue to do everything we can to expand that pool and recruit the best possible teachers, the best possible professionals we can find in Middle Tennessee, and frankly elsewhere. We recruit out of state in some of our colleges where we know they are producing teachers through those collegiate education programs. So, Mr. Chair, that is kind of a nutshell of our work session. I don't know if there's any questions from the board right now, but I do have Carol Birdsong standing in the wings.
I was going to ask before Ms. Birdsong comes up if anybody on the board has any questions or comments for Mr. Golden. All right, seeing none. Carol, come on up.
Thank you, thank you. We are starting this school year off with student and staff spotlights. So, quite exciting. We are going to start first off, y'all. This is, look at the joy on this young lady's face. Abigail Goddard. She is a Ravenwood High School senior. She won the Incubator EDU National Pitch Contest for her product that she created, Spiky, and it's a way to test drinks for drugs. And 2 years in a row, we have had a Williamson County student win this national competition. So exciting for her. And I mean, you can see she's so excited too. All right, this is Claire Stegall. She graduated from Nolensville High School, but over the summer, she was named the 24-25 Gatorade Tennessee Girls Track and Field Player of the Year. So congratulations to Claire. Now, y'all, we have had 6 students earn a perfect ACT score over the summer, and we are going to start with Wally Siddgar from Brentwood High School. Over at Independence High School, it's Adidia Salvi. Perfect ACT in July. And we have 3 students from Ravenwood High School, Impana Diamayakali and Devin Liu, and then Rejoice Agunde, all from Ravenwood High School. From Summit High School, this is Cecilia Woldridge, who earned a perfect ACT in June. Now on to staff spotlights. This is Becky Williams, and she is the Independence High School theater teacher. And if you've ever been to any of those shows at Independence, they are absolutely fabulous. She won the Teacher Hero Award from the Tennessee Arts Academy. And if you haven't gone to see any shows in Independence, well, I encourage you to do so. Fall plays will kick off shortly. In athletics, this is Ricky Rodriguez from Ravenwood High School. He was named the Tennessee Titans 2025 Flag Football Coach of the Year. And finally, this is April Jackson from the Williamson County Schools Communications Department, and our department received a Golden Achievement Award from the National School Public Relations Association over the summer for our Golden Mentor Program, and that's where we connect senior citizens with our early grade students. We launched this program with Spring Hill Schools. We're going to do it again, and I have to give a shout out to Dr. Oyer and Brent Oakley, who embraced this project with us, and I believe we've really made a difference in the lives of many students, and I've talked to several senior citizens who cannot wait to get this program going again. So congratulations to all of our students and our staff.
Thank you, Carol. Mr. Golden, anything else?
No, sir. It's my report.
All right, thank you. There is no board chair report tonight, so we can move on to new business. First item under new business, several things under school board budget. The first one, approval of general purpose school fund amendments. 08.25 carry forward reserves in the amount of $84,421.51. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a end of budget year carryover request. I do recommend approval.
All right, we get a motion and a second on this item. We'll vote on our devices here. Is this ready for voting? Can they do the motion and second on the device? Okay, let's have a verbal. Who wants to? Motion by Dr. Reeves, second by Mr. Bostic. Okay, now we have Ms. Clements with the motion on the screen.
I don't mind being the motion, but there you go. There you go.
All right, good. Any discussion? All right, let's proceed to a vote. We don't have the buttons on our iPads.
I can roll one if we need to. I can roll one if we need to.
While we're getting that worked out, we'll do a roll call vote on this one, and then maybe the machine will be back up on the next one. Lydia, do you want to call the roll?
Thank you.
Can we just do a voice vote? Is that okay?
Tony Bostic.
Yes.
Dennis Driggers.
Yes.
Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith.
Yes.
Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch. Tanya Hibna.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. Oh, that is 9 yeses, no 0.
All right, that item is approved.
9. Oh, you're right.
All right, we move on to the next item, approval of general purpose school fund amendments 08.25 transition grant carryover in the amount of $31,803. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Likewise, this is a carryover from the prior budget year. This is for federal funding for student support services for a portion of a transition teacher position. These funds actually run on a different budget timeline through the end of September. So Ms. Farmer is including this recommendation to roll over the remaining funds into this current budget year. Do recommend approval.
Okay, can I get a motion? Motion by Ms. Hibma, second by Dr. Reeves. Any discussion? Shall we voice vote this, or roll call this one again? Okay. Lydia, please.
Yes, sir. Tony Bostic.
Yes.
Dennis Driggers.
Yes.
Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith.
Yes.
Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch. Tanya Hibna.
Yes.
And 9 to 0. I keep doing this.
All right, thank you. Next item is approval of general purpose school fund resolution 09.25 teacher bonus in the amount of $7,068,763.50. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is the state funding for a $2,000 bonus for teachers. And you notice in that second paragraph of the memo, it is for our full-time teachers who spent a majority of the day last year in direct services to students and who are more employed for more than 120 days. That $2,000 bonus included the state funding the employer's portion of Social Security, Medicare, and taxes. So those funds have been paid out as a separate payment to the teachers who were employed in the previous year. Just as a reminder, that includes some retirees, mostly it's teachers who are here currently with us. Do recommend approval.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion and a second? Motion by Mr. Bostic, second by Dr. Reeves. All right, any discussion? All right, Lydia, please do the roll call.
Yes, sir. Tony Bostic.
Yes.
Dennis Driggers.
Yes.
Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith.
Yes.
Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch. Tanya Hibma.
Yes.
9-0. 9 yes.
Thank you. That is approved. Move on to item B, approval of outstanding purchase orders for school activity funds. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Per the Tennessee Internal School Funds Manual, this attachment is a recommendation for the board to approve outstanding purchase orders from the school activity funds. Do recommend approval.
Thank you. Once again, I need a motion and a second. Motion by Ms. Clement, second by Mr. Welch. Any discussion? All right, Lydia, please.
Yes, sir. Tony Bostic.
Yes.
Dennis Driggers.
Yes.
Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith.
Yes.
Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch. Tanya Hibma.
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
Item is approved. Item C, approval of sick bank trustees. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have an educator sick bank, and per state law, it includes you actually having the power to appoint two board members, 2 representatives. The memo actually includes representatives from the Williamson County Education Association as well that are appointed rather by Ms. Purvis or her board. We do recommend approval of Drayson Beasley and Donna Clements to be the board representatives.
All right, thank you. Got a motion and a second. Motion by Dr. Reeves, second by Mr. Welch. Any discussion? All right, Lydia, please.
Yes, sir. Tony Bostic.
Yes.
Dennis Driggers.
Yes.
Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith.
Yes.
Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch. Tanya Hibma.
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
All right, that is approved. Move on to item D, board policy for first reading. This is policy 5.310, vacations and holidays. Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Coming out of the policy committee, there was a recommendation to make a couple of what I think of as typographical or clarity additions on the first page, and then one more substantive addition for holidays to include 2 additional paid days during spring break for our 10 and 11-month classified employees, which actually is included in this year's budget as well. So again, although it's first reading, putting this in policy will make this more permanent than simply one budget year. Do recommend approval at first reading.
Thank you. Mr. Galbraith, any comments from policy committee from your perspective? Okay. All right. Can I get a motion and a second, please? Motion by Mr. Bostic, second by Dr. Johnson. This is, again, first reading. We will proceed to a vote. Lydia, please.
Tony Bostic.
Yes.
Dennis Driggers.
Yes.
Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith.
Yes.
Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch.
Yes.
And Tanya Hibma.
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
Okay, that policy is approved on first reading. Final agenda item for the night is approval of the annual agenda for this year. You'll recall that we reviewed this at our planning session last Thursday. So we went through this, I think, in some detail, but certainly if there are any questions, we can talk about that once we get this on the floor. Mr. Golden, do you have any comments about this?
Yes, Mr. Chair. One addition that's actually not going to show up on the written agenda. In our planning session, we talked about making sure that we informed you as a board a month ahead of time for these items. So at your next agenda in September, you will see those. We haven't decided exactly where we're going to place it. Maybe it's superintendent's report, maybe otherwise. We'll have that finalized so that you all will have that extra month's advance notice on each of these annual items.
Okay. Can I get a motion in a second? Motion by Dr. Driggers, second by Mr. Bostic. Any discussion of the annual agenda? Seeing none, we will proceed to a vote. Lydia, please.
Tony Bostic. Dennis Triggers. Josh Brown.
Yes.
Margie Johnson.
Yes.
Jay Galbraith. Donna Clements.
Yes.
Claire Reeves.
Yes.
Eric Welch. And Tanya Hibma.
Yes.
The vote is 9 yes, 0 no.
All right, the annual agenda is approved. And we have reached the end of our business for the evening. We are adjourned.